Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 1 p.m. here, back in Chicago, Illinois, on a Tuesday, November 9th, 2021. Sorry, guys, for the late publishing of the notice for the live stream today. I just got back from a bike ride. Still kind of just catching up from getting back from the trip, but I'll kind of kill time, not kill time, but I'll give time for people to get in here and to join in on the live stream. While I'm doing that, let's say hi to everyone listening to the podcast. Hopefully you guys are having a great run out there today. I went for a ride myself. My legs were pretty beat up after this weekend. I just needed a day to get the heartbeat up, but give the knees a little bit of a break. And so I got out there on a bike, and that's definitely what I got. So it was really nice. Hopefully you guys are getting in a good workout today too. Everyone watching on YouTube after the fact, hopefully it's a nice relaxing part of the day where you can have a recovery beverage. I've got some, it's afternoon and it's coffee, but it's not an afternoon coffee. It's my coffee from this morning. So it's just been a busy kind of day, but we're getting into it now. Let's see who we got here. Jackie, what's going on? Jackie, good to see you. Everyone, I got to meet Jackie over the weekend, so that was super cool. Jackie showed me around Brooklyn, so that was really nice. Hopefully you had a good weekend as well. JC says, hello, Mike and all. Good to be back. Great job on the marathon coverage. Thank you so much. I've only spectated a couple of marathons. I had a lot of fun. The last time I did that was in Atlanta for the Olympic trials, and I had so much fun that day. But it was a different kind of event, the way the roads are in Atlanta for the way the course was, it was much more packed. I guess I could have tried to scope out a way to cover it like the way I did this time, but this time I did it very differently in terms of the camera footage, and I really liked doing it this way. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad you guys liked it. All right. We got Fit Not Life says hello, and Thomas Bill says, yo, a new time. It's the same time for me, but daylight savings happened over the weekend, so I don't know if that's I think daylight savings is a terrible thing. I think we should all get rid of it. Different countries do it at different times of the year. Super confusing. So some parts of this country don't do it. Some do. So I don't know. It's still 1 p.m. for me. So it's all still the same time on the clock as far as I can tell. So sorry about that. Thank you, everybody, for being able to make it. All right. Trevor Holtzman says, hey, y'all. Ran a post-high school 5K PR over the weekend. All right. 18:12. That's nice, speedy. And it felt great after a lackluster Chicago. Well, I could certainly relate to that. You probably had a lot better weather for it today, but good job, or when you did over the weekend, but great job, Trevor. Ray Runner says, hi, all. CR says, just Googled Tommy Ribs. Yeah, his story is incredible, absolutely incredible. Yeah, and it was so cool to see him out there. Yeah, he was the last person I saw at the race, and I felt like it was a really great way to kind of end my coverage of the race. I had some issues with figuring out how to get from Brooklyn back into Manhattan, and I think ultimately if I just decided to run hard from Brooklyn over to Manhattan, I think I may have been able to catch the elites, or if I knew how to navigate the subway system better, I probably would have been able to catch the elites, but I didn't. And so just the way it worked out, I ended up going back over to where the Queensboro Bridge, kind of jumping all over. And then I found Tommy at the end, which was really cool. All right. Benjamin Score says, Mike, I've been turning into the vlogs on a daily basis in the lead up to the New York Marathon, which I just completed and PR'd in a 2:55. Amazing. Thank you so much for what you do, and best of luck at CM. Well, thank you so much, Benjamin. I think a sub 3 at New York is it's a tall order. It's hilly, guys. I don't know for everybody that ran New York. You guys already know, but for me as a spectator to New York, I strategically picked some downhill spots. I strategically picked areas that weren't as crowded and were a little bit downhill or flat. But then a lot of times it would turn a corner and then it would go uphill a little bit, slightly uphill, just enough to be annoying. And that was so hard. So Benjamin, great job with the 2:55. That's an amazing time out there on that course. Jackie says, rest up your legs, man. Those hills in Portland are no joke. Yeah, I ran them again yesterday, a very, very easy run yesterday, and they were still pretty hard. Yeah, so between like the workout that I had while I was out there, and then chasing the 5K race for a little bit on Saturday, and then running around the city for the marathon on Sunday, and then going for like a recovery run on Monday yesterday in Fort Lee again. Man, that was tough. But you know what? Everyone that I talked to in the area was like, "Oh yeah, I know that area. I know it real well," and they know it because people usually ride their bikes over there. And I did see a lot of cyclists in the area, so it was pretty cool. But it's a pretty cool route. I don't understand why more runners don't go there, because it's a great place to run too. I mean, the hills are a little bit too annoying for a lot of running, but it's a great place to get in a workout. All right, Lucas H says, hello, my running friends. Eric Derez has finally made a Kofuzi live stream after a long hiatus. Awesome, Eric. Great to have you back. Colin McRae says, every time I watch a different running-related channel, somehow Kofuzi gets mentioned. Love this smaller community. Oh, that's awesome. Awesome, Colin. I like to think of this whole thing as like one extended, I like the Marvel comic universe kind of Marvel extended universe, is that the phrase? I like that thing. I like it because we all literally are in the same space. We're going to a lot of the same races and stuff, and so I love it when people are reaching out to each other, and I remember when I started really getting into making YouTube videos, everything was about the collab. Like, how do you grow? Collab. The collab was the answer to like every YouTube question, and I was like, I don't really think that makes a lot of sense for a lot of people. But I don't think necessarily collab videos are still like the way to go. But I also think that I guess crossover is a better way, I think. And so I always like to mention when I see a video that I like or hear a podcast that someone else put out that I really enjoyed, and I feel like, just I'm a runner and I'm enjoying this content. So I think I like to share that with people too. And so I love it when that's happening. That's awesome. Very cool, Colin. And Fit Not Life is getting back to running again, so he's pretty excited. Awesome. Very cool. Rain Runner says, I want to put my name into the NYC Marathon lottery for next year. Was supposed to do it in 2010, but couldn't finish the training. Ooh, yeah. I'm definitely excited for the lottery. I'm going to try that again. If it doesn't work, maybe I'll reach out to someone and see if they can help me get a bib. Because, seeing it from the sidelines was great. Awesome. I don't think I've had a better experience watching a marathon. But, I want to run those bridges. I want to feel those hills. So I want to do all that too. So hopefully I'll be able to be in there with you guys next year. All right. Andy Pedal says, hoping to kick it with you and the Believe in the Run peeps at the Puma event in Austin, trying to drive down from Dallas. Well, so come on down. So for those of you guys, I haven't talked about it too much because I was trying to keep, I can only focus on one event at a time. And so already Believe in the Run started promoting it, but the next thing that's on my calendar is the running event in Austin. Most of that stuff's closed to the public, but Puma's putting on an event Thursday that I'm going to be there. Believe in the Run's going to be there. I forget who else. There are lots of other people coming. And that event is going to be open to the public. So if you guys are in the area and want to hang out, do a little bit of a shakeout run kind of thing, it'll be an easy run for me, I think. I think it's Thursday of that week. I have CIM on the weekend, so yeah, I'm trying to think. There's a day where I'm supposed to go with another brand to a track, test out some spikes. That's going to be my taper week workout. I'm going to use it that way, but that's not the Puma event. Then the Puma event I think is going to be an easy run. I think it's going to be shakeout run distance, but everybody come on down and show up. There's going to be a podcast later on the end of the day too, a panel that I believe is also open to the public. So you can come in the morning for the shakeout and then come and around the middle of the day, there'll be a panel. I won't be speaking, but I will be there so we can all kind of watch it together. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. I'll start posting some of that stuff on socials probably this week. So that way you guys can start making plans. Esau Carrera says, amazing job in New York. Thank you so much. I had just so much fun. I feel like I fit in a lifetime of running activities in one weekend. I'm having a hard time. It's just I'm trying to think is it really true that I met Korean vegan last Thursday? you know, and I met Alifine like Thursday. Like it seems like forever ago at this point, but yeah, it was Thursday. I mean, what a crazy week. Pride Property Management says, I love the Alexi Pappas footage. She looked like she was having a great time. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who she was running with. I was like, I couldn't figure. I mean, was she running with her dad? Is that who she was running with? She was running with someone, and at mile 8, they were running hand in hand. So like, I was like, I don't know, that guy looks young to be her dad. But I'm like, oh wait, I think I'm her dad's age. So like he looked a little bit older than me, so maybe that maybe that's about right. So I'm not sure who she was that she was running, but she was running with that person the entire time. And she was definitely being like the hype man, so she was getting the crowd like riled up everywhere she went, and it was super cool. CV76 with the super chats, wishing me a happy birthday. Well, thank you so much for that. Yes, it is my birthday today. I don't usually like to talk about my birthday, but I thank you so much for the birthday wishes. All right, Matthew Cunningham with the daylight savings. Ireland did daylight savings last week. See, and I think Australia does it at a different time too, right? I'm not sure. Who knows? Eric Trapp says, welcome back, Code. New York City Marathon weekend seemed like a blast. The long run route through that closed road looked incredible. That was a fun route, although like the hills were. Each hill was like about twice as long as it needed to be for it to be like a really good running route. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like if I were like a run club, you know, I feel like that, like the hills on that and the amount of running that you could do on that road is like serious enough that I feel like it could be like an East Coast version. Maybe, I mean, I've never been on Mags. I don't know how rolly it is, but I feel like you can run forever. The views are spectacular. There's not that many cars, you know. It's just a great road. It's just a great road. I mean, if I lived in Fort Lee, I'd probably run in there every day. All right, let's see. What else we got here? Sue says, "Hey Cofam, delighted to make the live stream today." Sue, how did the race go for you? Hope you had a great time out there. And Runner Dre says, "Hi all, I am a marathoner now. Awesome. Ran New York this weekend and it was a blast. So much crowd support. Yeah, there's just people everywhere. There's absolutely people everywhere. It was amazing." Esco Acor said, "No copyright issues with New York. Boston got footage to be removed." I mean, I wasn't participating in the race, and there was parts where I was on the course with some people later in the race where I felt like it was like more people were more strung out. You know, I definitely hopped up there a little bit onto the course here and there. But when it came to the elites, at no point was I on the course at all to interfere with any of the coverage. So like I don't think they have a valid. I mean, I guess they could bar me from ever coming, or they could continue to not grant me media credentials. I guess is what they can do. But so far it's okay. All right, we got some super chats coming in. Awesome, guys. Thanks so much. Let me get to the super chats. Where did that first one go? Here it is from Leona says, "Link to the birthday party. We appreciate you, Mike." Thanks so much, Leona. Thanks for the super chat. It's so great, guys. Thank you. Definitely don't need to do that, and I appreciate it so much. Brandon says, "What? Happy birthday, Co. Thanks for all you do for the running community." Thanks so much, Brandon. Really appreciate that. Super cool. And Rainer says, "Happy birthday," and thanks for keeping us inspired. Well, thanks to you guys. Like, I don't think that, like, Shannon has one here that says, "Happy birthday, Co. I appreciate your channel and community so much. Your commitment to the live stream is like no other. Cheers to another great year." Well, thanks so much. Thanks so much. And Shannon ran a race this week as well. She ran Indianapolis. Yeah, you know, something I was thinking about is like, there would be like, without you guys here and without the channel and without the live stream, like there would be like not no reason, but I think it would never occur to me to go to a race that I wasn't participating in and I didn't have like someone that I was going to like directly support. You know what I mean? So like, you know, if you guys you make something that is unimaginable possible. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So like, you know, I appreciate you guys so much because it has enabled, like, opened the door or opened my mind to the possibility of these just fantastic experiences that I get to share with you guys as well and bring you guys along. And so it's just amazing. It's just amazing, and it's just such a weird. I like my life is like a very weird story now. To be able to say that, like, this was a work trip, right? I mean, that I went to New York and like basically slept on my parents' couch, ate a bunch of Korean food, and then occasionally went into the city to go basically be like Kung Fu Panda, super fanboy, and like freaking out over all the celebrities he's seeing, and I'm just like, I don't belong here, and yet someone let me in here, and I'm just having such an amazing great time, and I no one but you guys to thank. Thank you so much. Sue says, happy birthday with the super chat as well. Thanks so much, Sue. Says, happy birthday and thank you for the great video footage. Hope you got some New York pizza and bagels this weekend. I got a lot of bagels, New Jersey bagels. I think I had at least one a day. Some days two. And then, yeah, I had lots of pizza. I could have used more pizza, but I also had lots of really good Korean food as well. So just a fantastic day. For a fantastic weekend for eating as well. So, I mean, I was full in like all literal and figurative dimensions, Angel Snow says, with a super chat, thank you so much, Angel. Says, happy birthday, Co. Tell us the story how you came across Emma Bates at the run at the park. Also, did you see what shoes she was running in? I didn't catch what shoes she was running in. So, Emma's an ASICS athlete. She had daily trainers on. They were all, like, the day in the park, I think they were all white. So I don't know if those are like, is there a women's, like Nimbus or something like that comes in all white? That's what I saw. But she was also doing a workout, so it might have been, is there an Evo ride that comes in that color? I'm not sure. So the way that I saw her is she was doing a workout in the park, and so she was running around the reservoir a lot for it. And I think that the route we were running in, like, I just like kept running. I actually ran into her like 4 times that day. Once I just saw her, like, while I was walking to somewhere else in the park. I was like, "Hi, Emma," and I waved. And I had the bright blue like Hoka like pullover on, so I think I kind of stood out. I also am a kind of dude walking around with a camera. And then I saw her like a second time, and then like a third, because I like scoped out the route ahead of time a little bit, and I saw her on that because I think she was just doing loops around the reservoir, and then I saw her like a third time, and then the fourth time, someone that was in our group, like, happens to be like his sister is like friends with her or something. Like there's a really close connection, and he was like, oh, I didn't know if I'd run into her, and I heard that she might be coming into town this weekend. And so, like, when I waved to Emma for like the 4th time that morning, she saw the person that was running with us, and she actually came to say hi to him. But I totally commandeered the conversation, and I like fanboyed, and I was just like, great job in Chicago. You did such a great race in such tough conditions. You made it look like you were just jogging it in, and so effortless. I was just like gushing. And I think they were trying to like catch up. I don't think they had seen each other in a while, so I felt like really, really bad about that because I was really rude. But I was just like, oh my goodness, when will I ever get to see Emma Bates again? And then the next day, like, I was sitting on the train trying to get from Brooklyn back into Manhattan. And as I'm sitting on the train, someone comes up next to me and just sits down right next to me, and like, what is going on here? And it was the same person from the run group that happened to know Emma Bates. And I was like, oh, awesome. Like, that person obviously came here for the weekend to see the race. We're probably doing the same kind of like route. So we team up and we try to like navigate our way back over to Manhattan together. We finally make our way over there. We're to the park. We're waiting for Seth to come through because our timing wise, Seth and Shalane were kind of close before they got up into the Bronx. And then before the Bronx, Shalane passed Seth. And then we saw Shalane, and then Seth eventually came through too. But we were both waiting there for both of them. And then we're just standing on a corner. And then I look across the street, and I'm like, dude, there's Emma Bates right again. And so she was like right across this, like just coincidentally across the street from me twice. So like I couldn't stop bumping into her over the weekend. I think it's like borderline creepy, I guess. But I swear I wasn't like following her. I promise. Albert Lund coming in with the super chat as well. Thank you so much, Albert. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let me make sure I get all the other super chats for today. Hopefully I didn't miss any. All right. Let's scroll back. Jackie says, I saw SJD at my cheer zone going strong, but oh man, that gesture he had later on, no Martin Gels for me. Yeah, I mean, I feel like did he eat like 3 Martin Gels before the race? I feel like I was watching this video. I felt like he took at least 2 Martin caps before the race even started. I know you were at like that athlete village for a long time, but I felt like he was there for a while. Yeah, so like I mean, I don't know if that's what it was for him. I didn't hear him talk about. I didn't have a chance to listen to the live stream. I know he did one, but yeah. So Jackie, I think I was a little bit before you because I was at mile 8. So I think you guys were at mile 9 or mile 7. I can't remember which one you said you were going to be at. So I was either a little bit before you or a little bit after you. I can't remember. But he looked real strong where I was. I put him in today's video, the extended cut video. So you guys could see some of that footage too. And he was going with that guy, Jordan. Is that his name? Jordan. I also have some footage of him later in the race who looked real strong. And they were working together early on. And he was fast. We rounded a turn, and I think he was working the crowd. And he got right up to the crowd, which was the other side of where I was, unfortunately. But right at that turn, there's like a little bit of an uphill. Kind of like that early Shalane footage I have is also uphill. It's that uphill. I don't know what he did, but as soon as he hit that turn, he took off a little bit. He got ahead of Jordan a little bit too. I just think he saw the hill. He's like, I'm good at hills. I got this. And I was like, I can't keep up with that. So I had to really hustle to try and keep up with him. It's crazy. He's so fast. Midlife Maftoner says, did you pop a gel halfway through the footage chasing the elite like a 100 calf? No, I didn't, but I did have 2 bagels for breakfast. I had 2 bagels and a coffee for breakfast. So that's what I had. No gels though, but yeah, it was. I mean, I was running on adrenaline. It was so fun. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Tracy Smith says, how do you feel the crowds compared New York and Chicago? I mean, both crowds are amazing and had just such great energy. I feel like, I run Chicago. I haven't spectated Chicago in a long time. So like the sense that I got from watching New York, especially some of the later hours of the race, was that there was a lot of people just day drinking at bars, and like the bars had like their doors open and like they would be right onto the course. And so like there would be like 15 people deep, most of them looking away from the race, just being excited about being at a bar, and then a handful of people like crushed up against like the blue ropes, that the police lines that they put out. But it just seemed like there was always constantly like a rotation of people that were like just yelling and cheering for people at the top of their lungs. And so like when I was waiting for Tommy Ribbs, I was probably over at mile like 17, closer to mile 18, and there's a bunch of bars in that stretch. It's after like the Queensboro Bridge and you come back into Manhattan, and those groups, they were rowdy. They were so fun. Anyone that had like their name on, like they would just cheer for them like crazy as if they were the elites coming through, and it was just really lively. Now I don't see much of that when I run Chicago, because I think I'm getting through the day a little bit earlier for a lot of rowdy bar goers to be lining the course. But in terms of like the energy, there's a lot of the same like marathon energy there, but I think there was a different flavor to it in New York. Maybe it's just for me, like the different like backdrop makes it feel different. There's like a little bit of a foreignness to it because it's not Chicago that I'm so familiar with, but it was just super fun. And I do think that like both are great. I don't think that it's like good, like right to compare them. They're both amazing. And I highly recommend going to watch either one of those if you guys ever have a chance. All right, let's see what else we got here. Ray Runner says, everyone who recently ran a marathon, you are an inspiration. That is true. I mean, what a great time to be a runner, right? I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome. And if you guys ran a marathon, Indianapolis, I saw a lot of people PRing in Indianapolis in the half and in the full. People running New York. Just a great weekend for running. JJ says he beat his PR at a half this weekend. Awesome. Wearing the Endorphin Speed. Thanks for the recommendation. Thank you. Well, great work, JJ. Awesome job. Love that shoe. All right. Let's see. Jeff Ellie says the Korean food looked amazing. Yeah, it was definitely good for the soul. I mean, I definitely enjoyed it. Like yeah, basically I would like eat until like I was like way over full and then sleepy, and there would still be food left over, and so we would either take it back or like we ordered takeout a lot too. And then like I'd be like, Mom, don't even put it in the fridge, just put like the lid back on it. When I wake up from this nap, I'm gonna eat some more. And so I would like eat till I passed out, wake up and eat more food. So it was a lot of eating. All right. Albert Long says, happy birthday, Co. And it says his birthday is November 6th. Awesome. Well, happy birthday to you, Albert. Let's do this sound. Yay. Happy birthday, Albert. All right. I wish that would like, it just ends so abruptly. I got to work on a different cheering sound. All right. Stephen Lung says, dropping in quick, then listen on the pods. What kind of calf compression sleeves do you use? I'm worried about shin splints, about to rear their ugliness soon. I don't have like a favorite pair. I either use like up over the calf socks. I guess they're called OTC socks, and those are usually like compressive enough for me. Or I'll wear the calf sleeves. I don't even know the name of the brand that I use anymore. It was just a cheap brand that I got on Amazon, and they work really well. I usually look for ones that don't have a lot of branding on them. And calf sleeves, for some reason, like the makers always seem to put like a bunch of branding on it. Like another pair that I do like are OS First, but there's like a bunch of branding on it. So I don't always love to put those on. But if you just want like simple plain black ones without a lot of like text all over it, I mean, you'll find ones that are like that on Amazon, but like I usually just go to Amazon to find ones that don't have a lot of stuff on it. So that could be a place to look. All right, Trevor Holtzman coming in with the super chat. Thanks so much, Trevor. I really appreciate it. You guys are great. You guys don't need to do that. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. And Thomas Villa also coming in with the super chat too with $10. Thanks so much, Thomas. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you. All right. Sue N said, Runner Dre, we'll get to Runner Dre first, says, the bars were so crowded. There were so many signs of beer, and it made me so jealous. I really wanted a beer, but too many miles to go. Yeah, there was one part where I tried to get it on camera, but like every time like I had my camera ready, it wouldn't work out. But there was one group of people they were at a bar, and they would get a beer in a plastic cup and hold it out for anyone to grab it as they were running by. And they would just start chanting like beer, 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 beer as like all the runners came by. And every time someone took it, they would just erupt in cheering. And then they would go get another plastic cup and fill another beer and keep going at it over and over again. So it was pretty funny. I thought that was awesome. There's just because like some of the waves don't start till noon. So like this race goes on all day. So one of the runners that I captured on film was Hannah Gravoy. I don't know if I'm saying her last name right. She's the one, she has crutches that she goes on. And she's usually one of like the last people to finish. She finished like in pitch black dark. I mean, there was lights and like all sorts of stuff going on at the finish line, but she finished when it was really, really dark. So like, you know, like I could have in theory been like filming for another 4 or 5 hours out there. I was way too exhausted to keep going, but I like just the level of determination for that is just amazing. But I think the nice part about that is it makes it a lot more spectator friendly in a way, you know. Lewis Cameron says it got really narrow in some of the spots where people were drinking. Yeah, it does, because there's people. I mean, that's not an area that I would be able to run through. That would be for sure, just because like those spots, like people are like milling around. Like I had a hard time just walking through there with my pizza sometimes. Tracy Smith says about SJD, all of the Martins had caffeine. I watched a live stream, one of the Martin founders, even he recommended no more than 2 caffeine. Oh, you think he just had too many? I think I had 3 Martin calves for Chicago. Or did I have 2? No, I think I had 2. Yeah, I had 2 Martin calves, 2 regular Martins, and then 2 Humid Chia Pluses, I think. That's interesting. He was only taking Martin calf 100s? That's a lot. I think that would, I don't know if that would mess up my stomach, but maybe it would at that speed. Azaki Ahmed said, love your marathon coverage. Thank you so much. He said, how you focus while running without bumping into people? Yeah, well, I think that, like the first time I did it, I think I scared people. People were like, what the heck is that? And then, because all they knew was like there was a guy, like, so when I run, I hold like my big camera with the telephoto lens in one hand. So I'm holding it like kind of like a football. And the other, I'm holding up the camera and I'm sprinting down. Sometimes I'm yelling, like I didn't yell at the elites, but I yelled at like Seth, So I'm like screaming sometimes. And so like all is like there's this maniac coming at full, like they look fluid when they're running that speed. When I'm running at that speed, it looks like I'm running for my life. And I kind of am, like I'm running hard. And so like, it's just, I think people are like, oh, I'm going to get away from that guy because he's going to hurt somebody, probably himself, so yeah. Fit Not Life's coming in similarly, says, how do you not bump into people at that speed while providing nearly perfect footage? It's all about the GoPro. This video would not have been possible like 4 years ago. Like the footage would have been way too shaky. And the view would have been way too wide. So one of the things that I did as a little bit of a cheat, and I did it because my big camera only shoots at 120 frames per second at 1080. So I made it a 1080 video rather than 4K. But I kept the GoPro at 120 frames per second at 4K. So I had the 4K image, but then I cropped into it, and I still had really good resolution because I was starting off with 4K. So that kind of helps to make it look like I'm a little bit closer than I was. It's kind of like a digital crop in without losing resolution, but it's not stabilized footage. It's just me running hard as hard as I can, and I feel like it should be in a GoPro commercial because it's just. I mean, if someone could have filmed me running like that, then I think it would have made a good GoPro commercial. Hella was there. Maybe I don't know. I don't think he got any footage of me running around though. All right. I think we got another super chat. Roy Liu coming in this super chat. Thanks so much, Roy. It says just awesome. Well, thanks so much. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the footage. I had so much fun filming it. Like I was really bummed when we missed like the elites coming through the second time around. But it was just like so much fun. And there's like so many people and they do get strung out. It makes for a long day of spectating, but it does make it so that you can kind of see everybody sometimes more than once. So like, yeah, it was just super fun out there. I had so much fun, and I'm really glad that the footage worked out too, because like for me to have that much fun and not have any footage to show for it would be fun for me, but not as good from like a work trip perspective, I guess. So yeah. Zeth Paterka says, how many gels did you take while filming this weekend? I didn't take any gels while filming. I had 2 bagels for breakfast and a coffee, and then another coffee later in the day, and then some pizza. And that was my fueling strategy for the day. The nice thing about it, though, is like, and then I had a Athletic Brewing non-alcoholic beer, too, because they were giving out samples. But the hardest, I thought the hardest thing would be like, well, I don't want to have too much coffee, because then where am I going to pee? But I realized I'm on the route. I'm on a marathon route. I just need to walk towards an aid station, and there'll be tons of bathrooms, and there always were. The hard thing was finding garbage cans because, like, they remove garbage cans from marathon routes for safety reasons. And so that was always a little bit harder to find. So I was, like, carrying around garbage a lot of the time, which was a little bit annoying. But I feel like it's a very New York thing in a way. All right. Some other question about let's see if we get it. I can't find it, but let's go with this. Lou Klein says, hi, Michael. Great meeting you on Saturday's group one with Emily. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We didn't even get lost, guys. And we saw not only did we get to see Emily Heller there, and we had a good group run. I felt like we had a pretty solid group, nice pace, and beautiful, beautiful weather out there for the run. But we did run into like the 5K was like finished like it started at 8:45. So like for the pros, they were like doing their cool downs when we were doing our group run. So I did see a lot of other pros. Like I saw Gwen Jorgensen out there. I don't think I saw her on the group run, but I might have saw her like before the group run when I was running around. I think I saw Lauren Paquette out there. I definitely saw a whole bunch of people and I saw people cheering. Did I tell this to anybody? Did I tell you guys this? So after I finished chasing after the women in the 5K, I'm out of breath, and because I like chasing elites at the 5K pace. It's like ridiculous. Like I was running like 400 meter pace for me, and I'm finished. Like they dropped me, and I can't keep up anymore. And I'm turning around, and I see Tim Rossi there, and I'm like, "Hey Tim, what's going on?" I'm talking to Tim, and Tim's like, "Why are you so winded?" And I was like, "I just chased the women elite." He's like, "I have with my GoPro," and he's like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." And we ended up talking for a while. I was telling him I was going to go do a shakeout run, and I was going to do the Finback shakeout run later in the day, and we're just chatting. And I say bye to him, and then as I realized that like he was with a whole bunch of people there, and before I had already like left, and then like my brain like registered what I'd just seen after I'd already left, and like Kate Grace, Emma Coburn, they were all hanging out, all the Boss Hard ladies that had come down. Were all like cheering right at the spot that I had just left. And I was like, oh, but then I was like, this would be weird if I go back and like ask for selfies now. But yeah, but it was, I mean, Central Park was like a really weird, like running area situation. Just like people everywhere. And it was amazing. And then going for the shakeout run, I just had so much fun talking to you guys and just getting to, explore because that was my first time running in Central Park, so it was just great to be able to explore Central Park with you guys too. And so many of you guys came out and we took selfies afterwards. We got a group photo, and it was just really I tried to stick around as long as I could, and it was just a lot of fun. Shannon says Hella seemed so down to earth. Yeah, I mean, like I felt kind of bad because like he was asking the police officer a question, but I just saw him out of the quarter mile. I was like, whoa. So I said hi. And like he just like jumped into a full-on conversation, and I just thought he'd be like, hey, like grab a selfie and then like, go. But I mean, he was super cool, and I was just like, man, this guy's legit. This is just like how he is on YouTube is how he is in like real life. He's just like biggest smile, full of energy, and like really nice. Hopefully we can I'm not saying like we need to collab, but that'd be cool too. But hopefully I get to spend some time with him again, because he just seems like, I don't know, the kind of person you want to have in your life. Great energy. Jason Dahl says, I think I'm gonna go spectate New York City next year, assuming I don't get in the lottery. She won't. Jason, I think you were the person that I know that has like the worst record in terms of getting into New York. I think you said you like 6 or 7 times you tried, right? He said, I had such a blast in 2016. I forgot how much fun it was until I saw your recap. I mean, it's fun. It's fun. So much fun. Fit in LA says like 2 bagels would do it as far as carbing up. Need that carb energy for that fast running footage. Yeah, and it ended up being, I had the bagels at maybe like 8 o'clock in the morning maybe. So by the time like the elites got to me at like 9 something, they're already digested. The sugar's accessible. There. All right. Runner's Race says spectating a marathon is hard work. I was exhausted after Boston, and then my family looked even more tired than me for New York City. I think it was the adrenaline that keeping me awake. Yeah, it's hard. I've been thinking about it, and it's like, what do I do for Boston? I thought I was for sure that I was gonna go watch it, and then I was like not so sure anymore. I'm just not sure, but I'm like, how do you even go watch Boston? You can't. It's a point to point. Like you have to. I mean, I guess that's one of those races where you have to like pick a spot, camp out. Maybe you move around as like after the elites come through, then you get, but you can't. You're not going to get the elites twice. You're not going to get anyone twice, right? It's just going to be too hard. So I don't know how you watch that. I don't know how I would need to have like a team of people to be able to get coverage of the race, but I'm sure it'll be fun to go. and just take it in. But I don't know how to cover a point-to-point race. Because I don't think, even if I could somehow get driven around, I still don't think that'd be fast enough to catch people. Dami says, "Hi, Ko. Hope New York was fun. I'm confused. Compared to the Enforcement Speed 2, I perform about 20 seconds per kilometer faster than in the Nova Blast 2, even though it's 40 grams heavier and non-plated. Any idea why it is?" Yeah, I mean, different shoes work better for different people, right? And so, like, the Nova Blast 2 might just be a shoe that works for you. Also, I think that the thing that I would generally caution about saying, like, when people say, like, oh yeah, like, I'm this much faster in this shoe than that, is like, were the days the same? So, like, yeah, maybe you ran the same workout, but like, what were the day? Were you fresher from one day or the other? Or if the other one was later in your training block, are you stronger now? Right. So I think there's a lot to kind of like take from that. But, I think that it talks about the versatility of the Nova Blast 2. Some people, I think that you can use it for just about anything. That's what I mean when I talk about versatility or range of the shoe. So you can certainly be that way. But, I think the Endorphin Speed 2 also has a lot of range. So I think that weight isn't always everything. The Endorphin Speed 2 is plated, but I don't really even, it's a nylon plate, so it's like a little piece of plastic in there. So I don't really consider it like that, plated, so it's not like it's a carbon plated shoe. So that's a little bit of a difference too. So there's that. But, I would say if you think you're faster in the shoe, even if it's heavier, go with what you like, go with what works for you, So that's great. All right. Mika Kataya says, "Evening all. What I found out is that the Boston 9s don't work with me for over 2-hour runs. On the flip side, 2 consecutive 12-hour workdays have given me plenty of time to recover my injured hamstring." All right. I like the Boston 9. I miss that Boston 9. I think that was a good one. But, yeah, I'm trying to think if I think I took mine on 20-mile runs. So I think I would have had it well over the 2-hour mark on mine. But I could see it's a shorter stack height shoe, so I can see how it might not work for everybody. But hopefully, the hamstring is doing well. All right, Trisha coming in with the super chat. Thanks so much, Trish. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I love it, guys. Thank you. And Trish says, "Happy birthday, Mike. Thanks for all the incredible footage from New York City. I felt like we were right there with you. It was my birthday this weekend too. Oh, awesome! Happy birthday!" And Trish ran 36K to celebrate 36th birthday. Awesome. What a great way to spend the weekend. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Tracy Smith says, "I think I have withdrawal now that all the big majors are over." Yeah, I know, right? It's just like, now what? We're used to having a giant race like every week or 2 weeks right now. So it's like we've been spoiled in a way. And so, yeah. And it's like... I need more big races. I need more big races. Fluge Geheimen says, "I'm struggling to get my heart rate in MAF range. I'm able to run about 5K while my heart rate is 15 beats per minute higher than MAF range, and I'm not tired in the end. Do I slow down or just go with it?" I would verify that your heart rate is accurate. So the first thing I say is, like, for me, using the wrist-based heart rate is not accurate. I think it's just the way my bones are. It just doesn't work for me. So I always have to use an external heart rate monitor, either a chest strap or like an armband, something higher that gets a better optical reading, is what I need to do. So that I would say make sure you're getting an accurate reading first. The second thing is, I would slow down and go for a longer run. That's going to mean a lot more time on feet, but see what's going on at that MAF range once you go for something longer than 5K, and see where you're at. All right. Dermot Kearns, Emerald Isle Runner, says, "I ran New York Marathon twice. Did it for charity with a famous Irish runner, Eamon Coughlin." I think I said that right. I probably didn't. "And running from the silence of Queensboro Bridge onto First Avenue was electric. I can still feel the goosebumps." Yeah, it was loud. I stayed away from there. I was about a mile up. But like I at one point I walked, I tried to see like how close I could get before I would get like too crowded for me to do what I wanted to do. Um and it got super loud. There's like Z100, like the big one of the big radio stations, had like a giant tent and sound stage over there too, which I think also helped. And there's like just really tall buildings, so there's like a little bit of an urban canyon. But that energy, man, it was intense there. It was intense. I hope that I get the chance to feel that, like coming through. Um, I don't know. To me, guys, I've seen some footage from people, on a day that wasn't windy at all in New York. It still looked and sounded pretty windy on the bridges. Like I feel like I'm not gonna do so well on those hills in there. Lewis says, in terms of New York versus Chicago, New York and Chicago crowd support were both strong, but I gotta say that Chicago definitely topped New York City with the crowds handing out supplies, fruit, candy, flat coke, etc., to runners. Oh, I could see that. I could see that. Yeah. I didn't see a lot of people doing that. I saw a couple of people with like just those metal bowls like full of stuff, handing stuff out, but I just didn't. I didn't see a ton of that myself. Not at least not in the places where I was. That is a good point. That is a good point. Steve says, evening all. I didn't realize your clocks had changed. Assumed no stream. Off, out for run. Yeah, sorry about that. I should have posted like the thing earlier. That way people can know kind of like, I think YouTube translates it for you into terms of your local time zone. So I'll make sure to make sure I'm posting that a little bit earlier. All right, let's see. Runner Will, what's going on, Will? How are you, man? He says, we need to put you in a crowd for New York City. I'll find a way to get in there next year, Will. We'll see. I mean, hopefully, like, I'd love to run for, I don't know if United ever gets people, or ever gives out bibs. I saw some people running for Team Michelob Ultra. Some people, I mean, I don't know if I'm sure New Balance has a whole bunch of bibs. I don't know anyone over at New Balance, I think. Yeah, I don't think I've ever interacted with anyone over at New Balance. So it'll be an uphill climb, but we'll try to figure something out. We'll find a way. Find a way to get in there. Thanks so much, Will. It was good to see you. I saw Will in Chicago and in New York, so it was good to see him twice. Ray Sollers, a happy jogger, is here. What's going on, Ray? Says, thank you for all you do for the sport. Thanks so much, Ray. Thanks so much. It's a privilege to be able to. It's a privilege for sure to be able to do that. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. I think we got one from Sue, a super chat from Sue. Thanks so much, Sue. Says, just figured out the super chat, and no wonder I missed my start wave. Well, thanks so much, Sue. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming out to the Shakeout Run as well. It was really great to meet you. I was worried that I wasn't going to get a chance to meet you or see you over the weekend, so I'm really glad that you were there and we were able to connect. So it was super awesome. Y Hong says, the wind was okay. It was rather mild and Sunday in New York City. Yeah, I mean, like on the like just regularly on the street, I felt like it was fine, but like I'm like a wind pessimist. I mean, being in Chicago, I always assume it's gonna get windy. And like just like watching like clips of Seth on the bridge, like I just hear the wind whipping by, and I'm like, oh, it seems like it's windy and uphill, like a terrible combination. So, hopefully that wasn't the case in real life. All right. Let's see. Jennifer Herring, what's going on? Says, hi, Conal. Happy birthday. I did my 13th New York City and 38th overall marathon. Awesome. Whoa. That is a lot. Great job. I enjoyed this one. The crowds were so supportive and yelling, New York City is back. Thank you all you do for all. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's so nice, Jennifer. Thank you. Yeah, I mean the crowds were. I feel like the crowds were super excited. Even the ones that weren't drinking, I felt like a lot of the crowds were excited to be out there. I also feel like another big difference I think from Chicago and New York is that like Chicago, a lot of Chicago, I feel like kind of like if you're not into the marathon, you just avoid it. right? Because the city is like has enough space to kind of do that. New York there is not like that. So two things that I saw frequently. The main thing that I saw frequently was guys on electric delivery bikes, like electric bikes that were making deliveries. They were cutting across the course like all day long, and it was just like nonstop. I'm like, well, these guys got to make their money, and they got deliveries to make, and if people don't want to try to navigate the crowds, ordering some food for delivery is a great idea. So that was just a real surprise to me. I was like, wow, there's so many guys making deliveries today. And the other thing was there was a lot of people walking around with like roller bag, like luggage. I couldn't understand why. And then at one point I saw the same people like multiple times, and I was like, oh, I think I know what's going on. I think that that's how they're walking their groceries home. They're bringing like luggage to the grocery store and like bringing. I think that's what it was. I can't figure it out. I'm like, this many people can't be trying to catch a flight like on a Sunday from New York. So like I don't know. I saw a lot of people. That was a little bit different. I don't know. Cody says, I find it amazing that Shalane Flanagan ran her fastest marathon in New York after 5 weeks of marathon. She still pulls that off. Unreal. You want to know what's unreal? So like every race, she's run with like a phalanx, like a bunch of people that can run the pacers slash kind of not bodyguards, but like people to make sure that like she has enough space to do what she needs to do, right? So she's run with a bunch of people. Like Tim Rossi is one of those people. He ran with her in Chicago and he ran with her in New York. I don't think he did any of the other ones, but he's one of the people that's run with her. And so at mile 8, you see she's like surrounded by a bunch of other runners, a bunch of dudes that can all run the pace that she was going to run. When she got to mile 23, going up that hill, she's by herself. She dropped all of her pace group. I know, like I talked to Tim about it. He said he had a real rough day, so he had to pull back a little bit. But like all the other guys were also gone. So when she's running by herself, it's because not only is she run her 6th marathon in 7 weeks, and not only is she running uphill, mile 23, the New York Marathon, she also dropped all her pacers. She's ruthless. She's such a boss. It was just amazing. And then I didn't think about that until like much later. I'm like, oh yeah, she was by herself at that point. Why was she by herself? And I was like, she broke the pace. She broke the pace group. She broke them. Wyong says, love your video on New York City Marathon. The vibes and flows were epic. Yeah, I mean, I was just there. The city was what the city was. And I just like holding up a camera. So like the city really came to life there. Runner Will says, yeah, there was a headwind on 4th and a crosswind on the bridge. See, I told you. The wind pessimist is never wrong. And 4th is long. That's a long street. That's a long street to have to deal with a headwind, huh? Oh man. That would be discouraging, I think. CR says, loving this live stream. Thanks for all your hard work over the weekend. Really interesting, enjoyable. Yeah, I mean, I had so much fun. I mean, short of actually running the race myself, I don't think anyone else had more fun as a non-racer this weekend than I did. I had the best time. I had absolutely the best time. It was amazing. I mean, and I certainly have like some, brands to thank for that like invited me to some of these events, because like, I mean, I kind of invited myself to a lot of these places because I reached out to these brands. I was like, hey guys, I'm going to be here. Is there anything that, events that I could, I framed it as like, I know a lot of my audience is going to be in town running the marathon. Are there any kind of special events that you're going to be putting on? And so like I just started hitting people up, and then that's how I kind of found out about some of the stuff that was for the public and some of the stuff that like wasn't. So I felt really lucky about that. And then some of the other stuff was I just got lucky being in the right place at the right time. Like watching the 5K, I wasn't planning on watching the 5K. But I feel like, when that much running is happening and that much of like the running community is gathered, right, you're bound to accidentally trip into some stuff. So like it was a great weekend, and yeah, I had just so much fun. Let's see. Someone was saying something about. Oh, Runner J says about Shalane's post-race interview at the finish line teared her up. So awesome for the sport. I haven't gotten a chance to see it because I was still on the course. But yeah, I haven't had a chance to like actually watch the race. So like I'm gonna try and find like something. I think I saw something on YouTube that the whole had like the full race coverage. So I might try to like go and check that out. Let's see. Sarah wants to know, hey Kofuzi, did you get a pizza slice or some other famous Big Apple eats? I definitely got some pizza while I was up there. Like on the day of the marathon, I ate pizza. Pizza and bagel. So for me, it's like the New York foods that I want are bread, really bread based, because they're just so good over there. So I had bagels every day. Which I normally don't eat that many bagels. The other day I had a oh yeah, it was the marathon day. The day of the marathon, I had a rye bagel and a pumpernickel bagel. I mean, my favorite kind of bagel is a pumpernickel rye. That's just amazing. It's like eating a bagel flavored candy cane. It's just the colors are great. It's delicious. I don't like candy canes. I'll take a pumpernickel rye any day. But also, it was good, and I had a lot of salt bagels too. I was like, I need electrolytes, so I had that. And then I had pizza. I was going to try to make it like a thing. I was going to try to do a thing where I like see how many slices of pizza I could eat throughout the day. But until like in Brooklyn, I didn't see. I mean, I wasn't hungry at Brooklyn because I just ate several bagels. But I didn't see that, like where I was, I didn't see any pizza places like right away. And I wanted to hurry up and try to get back into Manhattan. And then at that point, I was by the Central Park. And like Central Park's on one side and then like some of the most expensive real estate in the city's on the other. So not going to be a lot of like, pizza by the slice places right there. But then when I got towards First Avenue, there was lots of pizza places over there in between right after Queensboro Bridge. So like I could, if I'd wanted to, I could have had a lot more slices. I regret that I didn't have more. Should have had more. J. Tyrone Vito says Alexia Pappas had full energy throughout. Yeah, she sure did. She was amazing. She was absolutely amazing. It's good to see her out there. And Jason says I was really inspired from Alexia Pappas as well. I was pretty bummed with myself for my Chicago Marathon performance this year, but she put it into a new perspective. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Jeremiah de Guzman says, hey, Kofuzi, ran New York City Marathon, the first marathon. Awesome. This past Sunday, and looking forward to getting faster. Well, great job, Jeremiah. Congratulations on finishing. You're a marathoner now. And yeah, like as soon as you finish one, you're like, when's the next one, right? Awesome. Awesome. So cool. All right. I think that's going to be a good place to leave it for today, guys. Look at that. We're already at like 1:58. Like the hour has flown by. Yeah, it's amazing. Tomorrow's video, I think, is going to be like the travel vlog video. Coming back home to Chicago. We'll do that. And then we'll do another live stream. Same time as today. 1 p.m. Central Time. I have no idea what time that's going to be for everyone else around the world with daylight savings and all that stuff. But it'll say 1 o'clock on my clock here. The same time as we started today. So I'll see you guys then. I can't wait to sit down with you guys again because I had so much fun today. I know we're going to have fun again tomorrow. Until then, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.